Hello po, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat and thank you po sa walang sawang support. Before we start our show, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe sa ating YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and also Spotify. Sa mga mahilig makinig lang ng audiobook, just search Philcast on those platform. Today po, pag-uusapan po natin communication strategy ng ating pangulo at ng gobyerno kung ito ba ay effective. Ito ba ay nagko-cross through barriers of messaging? Is the platform of how the government share the messaging to the people is effective? So pag-usapan po natin 'yon and also pag-uusapan din natin yung ng ating gobyerno kung ito po ba ay nakakapunta sa mga tao na dapat pong makinig ng mga mensahe na ito. And because of that, we were given opportunity today na siya po ay makapasyal sa ating channel at makapagbigay ng kanyang reaction. And without further ado po, one of the people that I usually watch with her reactions and opinion about politics and also one of, I would say, BBM vlogger. Isa rin po siya sa mga masasabi nating matindi ang kanyang, passion sa pagba-vlog. At kung gusto niyo po ng isang vlogger na deep, in-depth ang pagre-react sa mga videos, mga trending topic like ito po yung nasa Amerika, pero ang bilis niya po nakakasagot ng mga balita. Siya po ay isa sa mga personally na tinitignan ko mga vlogger at marami po akong natututunan. Please welcome po Miss Carclea. Hello! So before we start, Ma'am Carclea, para sa ating mga nanonood, please introduce yourself and yeah, and why did you vlog?
Paikliin na lang natin 'to, yung
Mhm.
intro siguro 2 years ago, I don't know, I've been watching, people vlog, sabi ko, ang dami kong gustong sabihin pero hindi magkasya sa chat box, and I think a lot of people are discovering that there's somebody that watches us and parang na-inspire na din siya mag-vlog, si Fasaway Falabo. He's gonna be hindi, totoo yung pangalan, that's his
Totoo
real
po ba
name.
yan? Akala ko
Yeah.
expression niyo po.
Hindi, Pasaway talaga pangalan niya. He's gonna be a vlogger soon. Oy, manood ka sa kanya. 'Pag nag
Sige po.
'pag I had these ideas, facts, may science behind what you discuss. So, yun ang ano, I've been vlogging for about 2 years. Pero siyempre tingnan mo naman ang ating subscriber number, kokonti lang. Um, I used to not do it every day kasi alam mo na walang weekends, pero
Oras din.
alin, oo. So, basically, they can take turns watching you live and then me live and then watch the replay of one of us.
Totoo. Totoo yan. And I guess going to our topic, but before that, if you guys have any questions specific to Mom Carclea, just put your questions on the comment below and then we'll try to answer it while we're going with our topic. So I guess today po, I want to focus more on the comstrat ng government natin, how it affects people and also yung mga tao na nasa gitna ng politika, especially mga independent or non-partisan na mga tao from the election. On your experience being a vlogger for quite some time now, since 2022, and how you see all the politics and moving forward to 2026, on your own reaction, observation, do you think there is a problem with president's narrative in
Yes.
a general perspective?
Think a lot of people don't like the way I say things.
Mhm.
Kaya siguro naibe-blame na hindi umangat talaga yung subscribers ko. Pero, I think that's one of the reasons why I like JDP, because even though he's a pro-government vlogger, and I know you don't really watch him, he's a pro-government vlogger. He won't hold back when he sees things that he doesn't agree with. So, yun ang sinasabi ko na 'pag ikaw ay sumusuporta sa gobyerno, it doesn't mean na you're going to agree with everything that they do. And I see a lot of things that I don't ag wag na lang a lot. I see some things that I don't agree with, yung sa narrative ng ating gobyerno. There have been times when I thought they were too soft on, the other side. sinasabi nila talagang ganyan ang pangulo. We can't change him. He's always been too kind. Pati nga si Duterte, 'di ba sabi niya, ito mo si Bongbong makapatay ng langaw. Did you have you seen that video?
Yep, yep.
Oo, oo.
Pero also, I think, how about naman po sa Duterte narrative? Are they effective?
Yeah, like so when we talked about this on my channel yesterday, that was one of the things that we talked about. Now, for some reason, he resonates really well with the D and E classes because he acts like he's one of them when in fact it's just his charisma, or is it talagang uto-uto lao? I'm sorry to say ha na yung ganon. And I'm sorry because I know you cut your thing really short. Pero I see people that are always on my channels. It's me, you, shout out mga chismakers. Ito si Tiger 99, do you know him? He's a
Opo,
vlogger. Yeah.
ngayon ko
Hindi
lang
na
po sila
nagpupunta
nakikilala.
sa channel ko. Hindi na nagpupunta sa channel ko. Sa
Naku po.
pakilalanan yan. Bakit kaya hindi na nagpupunta? Eh, congratulations on your may baby. Hindi ako inimbita sa ano, sa they just had a baby. And then
Hmm,
si Sir Michael Pangan, Maria Maldita. Oh my God, si Sir JTB! He's right there, watching from my house. Good morning, night, everyone. And see, he was there, pero sinabi ko na I like watching him. He's one of the very few that will say it like it is. Say, 'di ba, a lot of the vloggers
parang same.
will pander to the audience because they want to get the views. So si Sir JTP, he's kind of, I don't give a shit about the views. He will say, and he will still get the views. I think some of them are there so they can bash him the next day.
Hmm,
You know, so kanang ano ko, si Duterte, I think nauto niya talaga yung mga tao, cause yung pagmumura, yung palikero, sino-sinong babae diyan, yung kung ano-ano, you know, that I'm sorry to say, that doesn't make him one of you guys, yung common tao. Because this man is, if he's not a billionaire, he is at least a millionaire. This man orchestrated the deaths of thousands of Filipinos. Does that sound like somebody that you would like to be? Ikaw na common tao. This man has cursed God and the Pope for somebody to be, for a country that is primarily a Roman Catholic country, a Christian country. Is that somebody you would like to emulate? Come on. How can you say na this person is one of us? So yung Duterte legacy na naging palamura na bastos na Pilipinas, that is not the Philippines that I remember. Kinukuwento ko pa nga, because I met an older gentleman recently. Sabi ko, I just don't remember how, I don't understand how it's changed so much. My brother, who is 56 now, is still so scared of my dad. When he smokes, he has to hide from my dad, who is 80 something. Takot pa din ang kapatid ko sa tatay ko. But
hmm.
now it's so different. Alam mo yun, yung the culture has changed so much. I don't know. Sunit lang talaga si Duterte o naging uto-uto lang. I don't know. You tell me.
I think, Ma'am Kirklea, it's more of like, simula siya, I think, noong ano, um noong patapos na yung Pinoy administration. Kasi we understand the fact na Mama Sapano and the PITAF scam was the biggest turnback ng Pinoy administration. Pabagsak yun sa trust rating niya, eh. And I think nagkaroon ng shift ang thinking ng tao sa politics with name recall or name branding. Ang sabi nila, basta pamilya ka ng ganito, hindi ka na namin iboboto. Kaya nung pumasok si Duterte, the rebranding of a politician that doesn't even know anyone in Luzon or Visayas, Davao lang talaga, even Mindanao, they doesn't even know Duterte. Pero I think the branding of a mayor na nagmumura, a branding of mayor na hindi kilala, pero tight and grip sa law and order, yung parang ano, malapit sa appetite ng tao. Yung sikmura, o gusto namin ng ganito para walang korupsyon, walang poverty. And I think nakuha niya yung kiliti and alam natin that the presidents before him was very demure, di nagmumura, very politician, may filter pero nung dumating siya, nayanig lahat. And I remember even Obama was surprised kung paano niya minura si Obama ng ilang beses at
I heard he's a very colorful character. Yun na lang
yeah,
ang masasabi niya kasi how else could he respond na middle finger siya, hindi ba?
oo. And alam po natin, even from the time na 'di ba po yung pasa ng COC sila, 'di ba? Una nagpasa muna yung parang, substitute niya. Tapos nung bandang huling araw na nung COC, nagpalit sila. Si Duterte yung naging ano, bearer ng PDP. The way that everything was packaged was very smooth to a point of even the Liberal Party jumped right away bago ni Duterte. And you can also see even the group of Lakas, and Lakas po ba yun yung kay Gloria? Ano bang
Lakas
political party
NUCD ba
nila?
yun? Yung
Yu
kay
yung
Bong
kaila
Revilla?
Gloria, oo, kaila Bong Revilla, even them, they jump towards, Duterte. And even Atom Ang, 'di ba po nakwento pa 'yun, yung eroplano daw na ginagamit niya from Davao
Mhm,
to Manila is
mhm.
Atom Ang's, plane. Ang daming nag-jump towards sa kanya pero he was like ano, para siyang gatecrasher sa isang party ng mga elite, ng mga dilawan dati na pupugsain ko kayo, matawid. Kung hindi lahat
Mhm.
ng drug pusher mamamatay. Naging message. More of like, lagi ko 'to sinasabi sa mga tao pagka pinag-uusapan sino bang magiging tatakbong presidente. It's not usually qualification ang hinahanap ko, personally. Ang hinahanap ko yung ano, winnability. At ang winnability ang daming factor. Nakaka-relate ka ba sa tao? Simple, kakain, nangunguya, hindi maraming komplikasyon, baggage, political baggage. Duterte has no political baggage. And we prove that. Wala po siyang ano, wala siyang magulang, which is sinasabi before, mamaya Aquino na naman 'yan o kaya 'di ba, Marcos. Even 'di ba nakita natin yung survey, Grace po ang pinaka mataas dun sa survey tsaka si Mar Rojas. Nung pumasok si Duterte, nilampaso niya lahat, even from 2 days before election.
Stuff that we know now.
Correct, correct,
Things that he did when he was a prosecutor.
correct.
Tatanim pala siya ng ebidensya, yung sinasabi ng ngayon na, I don't know if you've seen that video when he was interviewed by foreign correspondents na sinabi,
Mhm.
in front of international media, you are admitting that you killed people. How the heck are you even still walking around and you became president? It just boggles people. Anak niya, they're trying to emulate that pero wala ni isa sa kanila, not even Sarah has that. I'm gonna tell you wala ang
Yeah,
nakakuha.
and I think that's another thing that I was arguing with some of, my friends sa YouTube po nung isang araw. Sabi ko, "Is the Duterte magic transferable?" Kasi the biggest consequence of this is the Duterte, the tatay, is the DDS founder. The Duterte magic is the tatay, the founder. Pero does it translate to the daughter? Which is I don't see because, there is a two biggest factions sa loob ng mga DDS. One is the Bongo side and then one is the Sara side. Merong contention kung talagang susuportahan nung kabila si Sara Duterte. Dahil nga po may political baggage niya which is the first impeachment
Mhm.
trial. So, I don't know, do you have a hunch or feeling of something na maaring meron ding
Curse, Jonas Benavides, 'cause I know
okey lang po.
ayaw mo ng mga great ha.
Okey lang,
So,
sige po.
yeah, his Trixie! Ang ano niyan ni Yusek Claire.
Mhm.
Yung mga sabi ni Sir JDB, Duterte was the underdog. Tsaka yun talaga yung culture na sinasabi ni Ka Inaro. The Philippines is so fun, or I think human nature is like that, na there is this nurturing character where you wanna root for the underdog. So, parang kinakawawa siya dun, and then, he played that role to the hilt. Hindi sa I'm not saying this because he's in deep trouble now, but I have never ever ever called him tatay because he does not for me, he does not possess any of the characteristics that I would consider na wala talaga, eh. Yung I do not admire anything in him. Yung kaniyang kagaspangan is not something that I admire. And also, yung mga sinasabi niya na yung war on drugs, that was like, ano ba yung, movie na like American movie where they just make up problems to fool the American people. There is a drug problem in the Philippines, but he made it so like he made it a boogeyman so that he could come out as the savior of the Philippines. It wasn't that I mean, it was bad, but he made it so bad na para to justify his war on drugs. Parang kaya tingnan mo hanggang ngayon naniniwala pa din ang mga wala na by the way, speaking of yung sinasabi mo ano nang nangyari, DDS is actually technically dead. DDS, it's DKS now, Duterte Hard Carton Supporters. It does not transfer over to Sara or to Bongo. Actually, sabi nga ni ano 'di ba, ang sabi ni sino ba yung nag-aano na, Bongo is actually more marketable than Sara because he does not have the baggage of impeachment, blah, blah, blah. May matagal na yan. Sara resents Bongo because the whole time Duterte was in office, and I'm sure you've heard of this, Bongo controlled the communication between the Duterte siblings and their dad. Hindi sila
Hmm.
makatawag sa kanilang tatay kung hindi makalusot kay Bongo. Hindi ba hindi mo narinig yung kwento na minsan si Bongo ang sumagot na sabi daw ng apo, "Why you answering my grandpa's phone?" So, ngayon is rest back time. Hindi makapunta sa dahig, hindi siya makapasok sa dahig because Sarah controls who gets in there kasi it's only family members and members of his legal team. Eh, 'pag sinabi ni Sarah, "No, he's not a family member," then he can't go in there. So ngayon, rest back time na. Definitely, one will not support the other unless by some miracle they have to work with each other. Ewan ko lang, pero I highly doubt it. Just like I highly doubt the pink Pinklawans will work with the loyalists.
Yeah, I think there's still a question about it, and I think we still need to know what's gonna happen. Especially there are big stories that gonna happen this 2026. At ako po talaga ang inaantay ko ang kapanapanabik na ASEAN Summit kasi darating si Trump, Xi Jinping at hopefully dumating si President ng Russia at sila po yung magkakaroon ng mga meetings dyan sa Philippines. Going back doon sa messaging, why is it, and I want to ask your reaction and how you feel about this, why is it ang taong bayan, kapag may nangyari sa legislative, judiciary, at may issue, ang banat diretso lagi sa presidente?
Because to some extent, everything is really and with all hindi ko naman sinasabi na he controls everything, pero to some extent, like, okay, napalitan si Martin Romualdez. You really think that happened without the president having a hand in it?
Eh,
They're saying that there is, there's separation of legislative and executive and all that. Pero nothing really happens in each branch na walang konting what's the Tagalog? Yung the president does have a hand in everything. Timon might be the word. Yeah.
pero,
So,
Ma'am Kirkley, I think my question is mostly like, do you think that the taong bayan, the whole entire electorate, lahat ng bumoboto, there is still, um,
hold
um,
on to that thought. I'm
sige.
saying though, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that there is a little bit of truth that he has a hand in everything that happens, but I'm not saying that it's fair that he gets blamed for everything. Okay?
Ye Yeah. And I think with this narrative that you just said, my next question is, with the electorate, yung mga bumoboto, do you think po that there is still more education pagdating sa form of government na? Kasi I think that's one of the effect of most of the people don't know the system of our government. Hindi naman po 'pag nagkamali isang kongresista, even kaalyado ng pangulo, kailangan yung pangulo ang sinisisi. The same as kapagka nagkaroon ng issue sa judiciary, 'di ba? Hindi naman kailangan ang isang huwes porket administrasyon ni Pangulong Marcos, si Marcos ang sinisisi. Another example, flood control project. Specifically, kung titignan po natin ito, flood control project was actually a DPWH issue na talagang sangkot sila natin. But because this was done under the guise of the president sa administrasyon niya, siya yung nasisisi. Sa tingin niyo po ba there is more, I would say education from the electorate side sa mga
I would say sa lahat kahit tayo 'di ba? I
Mhm.
think this has been a great learning experience. Everything that's happened, I think, has been kind of a blessing in disguise. Now that everything's out in the open, everybody wants to have a piece of it in terms of everybody wants to learn. Sinong mag-aakala na the common tao now wants to know how it became from the gab, it became GAA, the pedicab driver knows, 'di ba? You know, I had to go and research. Everybody wants to learn, and not every single person might know every single detail, but I can tell you this for sure. Every person after all the allegations of corruption and all the the brouhaha, I can tell you every single person in the Philippines knows a lot more about politics and the budget and the government now than they did 6 years ago. I am
There
certain of that.
I think that's a good thing too kasi the more na pinag-uusapan, the more na lumalabas 'tong mga issue na 'to. Unlike the previous administration, tikom ang bibig ng karamihan ng tao, eh, and there's always a contention na kapag nagsalita ka against the government, there is always like a fallback either sa supporter niya or the president itself, 'di ba? Yun yung parang nagiging connotation, eh, before. Another question.
Kung sinong ibe-blame na si Sir JDB. Isa si Sir JDB sa mga vlogger na nagtatanggol kay Duterte. Joke lang, Sir JDB. Sabi niya, oh, yung, oy, when I'll tell you, during Duterte's time, his vloggers were well taken care of. Ito lang masasabi ko kay Duterte. He took really good care of his vloggers. Si PBBM, napaka-Ilocano. He doesn't give any money to his vloggers. Pero si Duterte, he paid his vloggers really well. Or, I mean, at least he took care of them
Inaalagaan.
in the sense that you go to jail, he's right there for you. He tanong mo kay Nino Barsaga, I heard, you have a lawyer right away, whatever. So even though now I feel like they're more educated about every aspect of governance, marami pa din pwedeng matutunan. And I think it's us, granted, pro-government na nagpe-fake news. Pero yung mga hindi nagpe-fake news, dapat we should take it as part of our responsibility na kahit man lang sa isang live stream mo, may ma-educate ka kahit isa man lang na tao na may matutunan sa live stream mo. May isang tsismis ka din na ma-impart local.
Tama, tama. And I think one part of this messaging aspect na pinag-uusapan po natin, pag-usapan natin isa pang banda, which is the missed opportunity. Going back to the 2024 SONA ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos, we all know that President Marcos had the iconic and the best memorable applause na nakuha niya sa plenaryo nung SONA niya dahil dito niya sinabi that he is and willing and he did close all pogos in the Philippines. Nakuha niya yung pinaka-iconic na applause. Everyone was jumping and the plenary hall was very applauded for him. This was 2024. 1 year after, ano nangyari? The flood control, mahiya naman kayo, speech. Ito lang ang naging question ng karamihan ng tao and sabihin na natin, people that did not like what happened is that there were some people thought na para naging complacent ang ating Pangulo because of them wanted to upscale yung memory noong 2024 to push it on 2025 and find something na po puwedeng sabihin natin magkaroon ng gano'ng effect doon sa plenary. Nakuha rin naman ni Pangulong, Bongbong Marcos because of this explosive speech. But do you believe there is a little bit of missed opportunity on that end for 1 year? Kasi within that 1 year, ito na yung nangyari yung pinakamatindi na the first, VP Sara's impeachment, the arrest of, former President Duterte sa The Hague, and also dito na tumitindi rin yung banat sa kanya ng mga anti-Marcos. Do you think that there is a missed opportunity from this 1 year period?
You tell me from when he said mahiya na.
No, from the Pogo 2024 speech
Okay,
to
okay.
the Mahiya Naman Kay 2025.
Dami talaga, especially during the elections, ang dami. Kasi sabi nga ni 'di ba, one of the things that I really dislike, galit si Sir JD because he likes Toby Tiaco. Pero what I didn't like about Toby Tiaco is yung blame niya yung, impeach ni Sara Duterte as yung sabi niya that was the prime reason why a lot of the pro-government, tawag dun sa pro-government senators na yung slate ng gobyerno, hindi daw nanalo dahil dun sa na-impeach si Sara Duterte. So, for me, as a alyansa, so I think it was also because missed messaging talaga. Yung sinasabi
Correct.
mo
Opportunity.
na imbis na ma-explain nila kung bakit pinakulong, I mean napadala si Duterte sa The Hague. Like yung sinabi na, "Oh, nag-ano tayo sa Interpol." Explain how he killed thousands of Filipinos. He's being
Correct.
accused of killing thousands of Filipinos. He had no freaking right to do that. Kahit sabihin mo pang mga adik yun, mga kung ano-ano. Sinalihan din ng mga hindi adik yun. Tsaka they had no, hindi sila nabigyan ng hindi sila dumaan sa korte. Eh, ikaw nga diyan kahit nagrereklamo kayo na nilalamig ka na diyan sa at least dadaan ka sa korte. Ngayon, ano pa yun, yung impeachment ni VP Sara yung, biniblip pati hanggang ngayon si ni Toby Chanco, ah, yan ang rason na ba't 'di nanalo yung mga alyansa. Ba't di niyo in-explain ng mabuti kung bakit kinailangan na ginawa ng Congress yun, 'di ba? Imbes na why don't you explain it to the public? Why it was necessary? Yung accountability ng isa sa pinakamataas na opisyal ng bansa. That's the Vice President threatening to kill the President, the First Lady, and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Any other country, you would be picked up right now. Try that on Donald Trump. Tignan natin kung hindi
Totoo
buhay
yan.
pa lang.
I think yun yung problema nila. Sa totoo lang po, I want to share this, I remember when I was researching about this topic, alam niyo na po kung gaano katagal ko ni-research 'to, talagang pinaghandaan ko po talaga nung bago kayo pumunta dito, eh. One of the press interviews ni Pangulong Marcos, he was asked, bakit daw, hinuli, yun yung term, eh, yun yung ginamit ng reporter, ba't daw hinuli at dinala si, former President Duterte sa The Hague? Ng Pangulo at that time is kasi sumusunod kami sa utos ng Interpol. And from that on, dami ng messaging even from the reporter do'n sa press corps, sabi nila, "No, dapat ang messaging ng Pangulo parang
Mm.
walang tindig ng paninindigan, walang puwersa yung sinabi niya." Kaya magmula daw noon, yung sinabi ni Kitty over the president na kung kayang hulihin ang dating pangulo, walang walang rason para hindi ka hulihin kahit isang common na tao ka. Tapos parang nag-resonate yun for how many months up until midterms election.
You know when you could have like, hindi ba, imbis na ngayon na sinasabi, you could have portrayed yourself as a badass.
Correct.
You sent 4,500 soldiers to Davao to capture yung manyakis na si Kibuloy. You sent the former president na isa pa ding manyakis to The Hague. You could have portrayed yourself as a badass. Instead, sasabihin mo lang na cooperate kami sa Interpol. Messaging.
Totoo yan. And eto pa nga po, eh, moving a little bit forward, nakita po natin that after yung nangyari sa midterm elections, alam naman po natin, we can all agree that it was a failure on the government side. Hindi nila nakuha yung slate na 12 senador makapasok sa Senado. Even Toby Tiaco is admitting na failure sa kanilang side yun. Kayo po ba on your experience with vlogging, do you confer with what the president is doing after the midterm election na nagsimula siyang magsarili ng podcast, kinuha niya si Yusek Claire as the spokesperson. There are times na may mixed messaging kasi nauuna yung sinasabi ng Pangulo, tapos si Yusek Claire, di na minsan alam kung ano yung pinaka-updated. Tapos there were times na ang tindi ng banat ni Yusek Claire, pero yung banat ng Pangulo parang relax lang, chill lang. Tingin niyo po ba the micro-exposing, micro-messaging to the masses helps him from last year of 25 or a little bit did not?
I will say this. I think him hiring Yusek Claire is the best hire of his entire administration. That is his best arsenal, his best weapon in his arsenal by far. Siguro when he had Nick Torre there, pwedeng may pero now that Nick Torres gone, by far number one si Yusek Claire because she can say the things that he refuses to say. And they're telling me it's just, talagang ganyan yung personality niya. Okay, if he can't say it, she's gonna say it. And she says it with conviction and with pizzazz.
Bengador, in short.
I don't know. I don't like some shows.
Ma'am Kirklea, this is something na naisip ko lang ng
By
isang
the way,
araw.
what you said, kulang sa coordination though. I mean, him and her, they need to talk it out before they put out like yung ina-announce na niya and then somebody says, I didn't say that and I didn't resign and whatever. It doesn't look good and it makes them look foolish or whatever. So there's opportunities for improvement there. But just because they make nobody's perfect. Come on. She is still the best. By far. Best hire ever.
Ma'am Kirklea, I have an analogy, something that I thought ng isang araw when I started this. Give me your honest perspective. If the flood control project was exposed by Duterte on the same SONA nung administrasyon niya, would there be a same effect to the masses?
What he did, di ko kaya ito. One. Corrupt. Okay, so he starts out with his term and he says, I'm gonna stamp out corruption. If there is a whiff of corruption, you're gonna get out. I'm gonna take you out. Di ba, nung election, sabi niya, if there's any kind of whatever mischief, I'm gonna come there, I'm gonna get you. He tried to portray himself as the strong arm. Strong arm my ass. He did nothing. Sinong napakulong niya? Sino? Nobody. So if he had done that again at the SONA, people would probably be like, yeah, right. So because they knew he wasn't gonna do shit. These were people that were allied with him. He wasn't gonna do anything. Brothers are best friends with his son. What would he have done? So, no, it wouldn't have. Si PBBM. So,
Gosh, hindi po yung naisip ko rin no? Kung babalikan mo yung araw na ngayon, maiisip po kung sino nakalagay doon sa mga kakasuhan. Alam na kaya nila kung ano mangyayari 6 months after pagkatas ng 25, di ba? And I think another thing that I wanted to ask you, is it like a weakness sa gobyerno na nagpalit ang presidente sa 5 beses from the time na nagsimula siya ng spokesperson?
my husband's been married 3 times. So, I don't know.
lot of ticket. You gotta keep blaming him. That's what I want.
So, sabi ni Sir JDB, pang actually, hindi naman yan spokesperson.
Palace
I think they
officer.
call it the palace press
Officer.
officer.
Yeah.
Si Ante Claire, what do they call her? Ante Claire.
Anti-clear, Claire.
Yeah. No, they spell it ANT Kler, Anteclarer.
Anticler. Ma'am, another question. Hindi kaya inline yung pagpalit ng 5 beses ng spokesperson or palace officer ng Pangulo, hindi ba ito connected sa pagguho ng kanyang approval rating, knowing that the President Bongbong Marcos in history has the highest approval rating mula nung siya'y umupo bilang
But you know what? Okay, switching. And don't you always want to look for the best? 'Di ba? You keep trying to find something better. Ewan ko for me, if I hired somebody and they weren't doing their job, you're out of the door. 'Di ba? I mean, you know how it is here.
Yes.
Every year you get an annual evaluation. You don't perform well, you're out of the door. You're on probation. You don't make it after probation, you're out of the door. Ganun talaga ang buhay. All these people, they serve at the pleasure of the president. Yun lang, ang problema is they say it, oh, we serve at the pleasure of the president. But then when they get kicked out, they spout all this nonsense. Ay, corrupt yan, corrupt yan. Ano yun? Nung hinair ka, ang tuwa-tuwa mo. Pero nung finair ka na, biglang naging corrupt. What the... Diba?
may grievances.
Biglang nagkaroon ng problema yung presidente dahil na-fire ka na. Hello, Ma'am Elvira. Ang ganda naman nito, oh. Pasensya na yung hindi nag-greet dyan, oh. I mean, you don't blame him for trying to find the best and he finally found the best, di ba? Hindi na yan mapapalitan si Yusek. I don't think so.
And moving to Yusek na, because I agree personally. Gusto ko yung the way she speak to the people or sa daily na ginagawa niya. Kasi mas dumidikit siya sa common na tao eh. The way she talks, yun ang tao eh. Pag pumunta ka sa palengke, ganun sila makipag-usap eh. Ayaw mo man yung sinasabi nila. Ganun yun eh. That's how you reach to the people's heart. Moving forward, sabihin na natin na si Yusek Claire ay maging palace officer up until the end of term ni Pangulong Marcos. From today up until the end, do you see a window of opportunity for the government to manage to shape things up before the 2028 election?
Yeah, opportunities for improvement, definitely. I think they could do better in coordinating their messages. I think parang before I'd heard of the stuff about Persamin na merong mga
Kasangkot.
I don't know if hindi ko na lang muna but when I thought he was squeaky clean, in the past tense na yun, parang may tip ha. But when I thought he was squeaky clean, I was upset about how he exited kasi I thought he was very disrespectful. That being said, I just think there needs to be a coordinated messaging na, make sure that when you say they're out of the door, that they tendered their resignation, that's what they say when they get interviewed. Kasi parang it looks bad on the president and on you and, coordination of the messages that come out of the palace. It doesn't matter who it comes from.
Totoo.
Other opportunity for improvement is to kick out the people's reporters that ask stupid questions. Get them out of there. Diyan sa White House press corps, if Carolyn Levitt doesn't like you, you're not allowed inside the White House press conference. Diyan, they're so, anong tawag dyan? Talagang tinotolerate ang kabobohan. Parang ginagawang comedy ang press conference. Why? Eden Santos na hindi niya alam kung yung UPPGH pala yung pangalan ng ospital. Yung pa naman ang idol ng mga diehard cartoon supporters. What the heck? So, I mean, and this is somebody that's like, bring out information to the public. You're telling the public that, kasi the people that go into the Malacanang Palace press corps, these are supposed to be the creme de la creme of the reporters. Ito yung pinakamagaling na pinapapasok dyan sa Malacanang. And that's the best you can do. May mga vlogger na mas magaling pa dyan. Wala yan sa kalingkingan nila, Sir JDP. Tapos yan ang pinapapasok nyo. Buti pa vlogger na lang pinapasok nyo, diba? Anyway,
Totoo po.
I digress.
Starting 2026, it's January. If you have a chance to speak with the government, like,
Uy,
may chance
baka
po kayong
si
kausapin
Yusek Lepkin.
or makausap niyo po directly si Pangulong Marcos, would you say that 2026 is an all or nothing battle against the Duterte?
It is because 2026 should be when the 2028 presidential candidates are going to come out. Although they say don't show your cards till it's close because then they're gonna target you like they did with sino yung medyo hindi nakikita pag dilim. Mayor, sino nga yun, Jonas?
Bina?
Binay! Si Mayor Binay.
Mm.
'Di ba, yung tinarget na siya, hindi na siya, wala na, nawala na siya sa survey. So they say, "Oh, wag mo na muna, that's why Duterte." Si Duterte daw, ano, like at the last minute na siya nag-substitute because, para hindi siya matarget, he ended up on top. But 2026, this is what Richard A. Dorian says all the time about Sara Duterte. When you strike at the king, you better damn well make sure he is dead. Because if you don't kill the king, you watch out. We better make sure she's, not literally dead, but make sure the Dutertes are out of the way. Kasi pag bumalik yan, sigurado kulong yan si PBBM when he's
Mhm.
out of office. She is a vengador ng mga Duterte.
Vindictive pa.
Parang galit siya. I think he ran against him for president. He could have let him free. Hindi niya. Pero talaga lahat ng mga Duterte. Di ba Sara Duterte said that in one of her videos. This is Christmas time pero hindi ako magpapatawad dahil talagang ganyan ako. Talagang chucky na chucky.
Talagang iba po talaga, ang laki ng pagkakaiba ni Sara Duterte versus si Marcos sa nakikita.
That's good versus evil. If you don't know what that means, it means demonya versus taong matino.
I think more para sa karamihan po. Meron po kasi akong special
Joey,
event
hello.
na gagawin. It's a seven series episode. Pangalan po nun, Ikapitong Artikulo. Babalik tanaw natin yung 7 articles of impeachment ni VP Sara.
Mm.
At i-play ko po yun. Kumbaga may iba't ibang vlogger po na sasali. Ipe-play ko po yun before February 6, which is the anniversary ng impeachment ni Sara Duterte. Kasi gusto ko po ipakita sa tao yung ano talaga yung pinakabuod nung ginawa niya eh. Bakit napunta doon sa impeachment. So, kaya excited din. So, that's one of my next project. So, going back, because it's January 2026, do you think that the government as a whole, with their messaging, do they need to have a full reset or overall of their messaging and machinery?
I think it's kind of too late to do a full reset. Maybe patch it up the best they can. Low hanging fruit. I guess identify the low hanging fruit, whatever they can do. Like the ones that we identified na yung messaging na dapat pagkaling sa palasyo, iba yung message ninyo. And then of
Correct.
course, like we said, yung tungkol sa impeachment, hammer it out. I think he's starting now because instead of saying, I wash my hands off of it, now he's saying everybody needs to be accountable and we are going to look at it the way we're looking at the flood control mess na talagang tututukan yan. So now he's not saying, don't touch her, no impeachment. Now he's saying, heck yeah. So iba na. Iba na, not in those words, but
Yeah.
na yung aura niya, di ba? Ma'am VMBXT na, oh. And then, I mean, clearly, he cannot change his personality, but come on, be a little bit badass naman, PBBM. I wish we had a line to him, di ba? May mga new subscribers ka, mga
Uy,
magaganda.
ako, thank you po. Thank you po sa mga nagsusubscribe. Thank you po sa inyo lahat. Ma'am Carclea, let's go further sa pag-uusap natin to social studies. The social scientists na nag-aaral po about what's going on with the PBBM and the Duterte politics ng ilang taon, napag-alaman po nila that there are 8 out of 10 starting from 18 to 65 years old ang nanonood po at kumukuha ng information nila from social media, not from the mainstream media. At ang sabi dito sa kanilang study, influencers affect more at mas mabigat daw po yung messaging sa damdamin ng mga nanonood. With this information that we knew from this study, is this really effective moving forward for the government for them to relay their messaging?
Gamitin nila yung mga vlogger. You know, I feel like yung government, pasensya na po. J-Vlog, nasa na yung kalendaryo ko? Anyway, dahil hindi nila nagugustuhan yung mga sinasabi ko. But anyway, I think the vloggers, you know, the group of vloggers na namimili sila eh. Like they pick and choose who they want to use. But you know, you shouldn't be so picky. Yung mga loyal talaga sa gobyerno and those that know what they're talking about, you should utilize them. Na kasi totoo naman talaga yan. Just like surveys, you know surveys are not fact-based. Kasi alam nating lahat, si Sara Duterte doesn't really work. And we don't know who got surveyed or whatever. But if the survey results that say na she's got an approval rating of 56% is a heterogeneous.
Ma'am, kaya natatawa lang ako sa sinabi niyo about diyan, eh, kasi 'di ba binabato sa atin. Meron lang ako naalala, nung lumabas si Pinoy kasi hindi siya kilala, 'di ba? Actually, wala nakakilala siya sa kanya sa Senado kasi wala naman siya gano'n na ipasang batas, eh, na talagang naka-affect sa tao. Remember mo yung slogan niyan, "Kung walang korap, ang mahirap." At saka yung walang wangwang. 'Di ba nag-resonate siya sa buong tao, nagulantang lahat. Hindi mo magugulat ka na lang may pajerong may unong papunta ng Quezon City, tapos may hagad pero walang wangwang. I think it's another way of like trying to go further doon sa ano, eh, sa ano ba tawag dun? Sa tiyan ng tao, yung ano yung magre-resonate sa kanila na napakasimple pero mangunguya nila araw-araw. Kahit wala ka na sa poder ng pagkapangulo, naaalala, eh, 'di ba? Yung dilaw, 'di ba? Daang matuwid, yun. Pero I think that's what Marcos needs to find, ewan ko goalpost ba yung tawag dun or compass? Talagang kailangan i-build niya yung legacy ngayon pa
You think he needs something like that to be remembered by?
sa dami ng kinakaharap niya ngayon. I think so. 'Di ba, Ma'am Carclea, remember, noong umupo si Bongbong Marcos, one of his first executive order was to play the Bagong Pilipinas song sa lahat ng ahensya. Pero hindi naman siya natuloy. Hindi naman siya na-implement, eh. Yun naging successful, for sure lahat ng tao kakantahin yun kaysa sa 'di ba? Hindi rin
Kasi
nag-work,
I
eh.
think there was pushback. I think there was pushback and he didn't want to deal with the ano, with all the
Ah,
BS that came with it. Kasi maraming nagsasabi, bakit? Ito talaga maraming mga reklamador dito. Kung ay dyan sa Pilipinas, ano yan? Kung si Trump yan, pinatugtog ni Trump yan. He wouldn't care. Kung anong reklamo nyo, tugtog nyo yan. Anyway,
sina
sabi ni Sir JDB, effective yun. Kasi ayaw ng mga tao sa kurap at yung mga nakawangwang sa gitna ng mabigat. You're right. Until now, people remember that. Uy, kaya
correct.
natin yan, Philcast. Think of something.
Sige, hanap
Kasi
tayo.
si Yusek Claire is very accessible.
Hmm.
'Di ba, si Asek Rex palagi natin nagpupunta din sa live natin.
Oo, sige, no problem, gawa tayo ng ganyan. So, by the way, before I was having fun, nakalimutan ko na kung gaano na tayo katagal
Oo, alam ko
nagkukuwentuhan.
1 hour ka lang.
Opo, at, tawag dito, maraming salamat po sa mga sumama sa amin at saka sumubaybay at yung mga bagong subscriber, naku, thank you po. So, eto na po yung last part natin sa podcast natin. So, sa last part po, I'm gonna ask for a question or reaction po, and then that's how we will gonna end this podcast. So, I would like to ask your reaction po. Based on the social studies na ginawa nitong panahon ng 23 to 2025, ito po yung mga binato sa ating Pangulo. At gusto ko po malaman yung personal reaction nyo, if this hurt his presidency, his government, or this was part of his downside approval rating. Ito po yung mga salitang ginamit. Anak ng diktador, anak ng plunderer, anak ng human rights violator, at walang kwentang pangulo? Ano po reaction niyo?
Nang I don't think so because I think the one person sino Miss Wari ba yung nagsabi na the sins of the father are not the sins of the son. I think that was one of the arch enemy talaga ni FEM na nagsabi nun. And so people kind of remember that stuff na if this man truly hated the old man and he says this about the son. I think so yung mga anak ng I don't think that really did anything to his popularity.
And second question po, what do you think the direction that the president is going so far sa lahat ng kinakaharap niya at yung impending 2020?
I think he's going the right direction. It's just that in I'm gonna get shit for this. I am because sasabihin, anong klaseng pro-government yan na para ka ding DDS. But let's be honest tayo, the difference between pro-government vloggers and the DDS vloggers is that we need to learn. We are able to speak our minds and still support the government, right?
Correct.
We can still say that we still support the government even though we can see that they have flaws. For me, kulangan talaga ako kasi he started out strong. For example, yung nakukulangan ako when he says, you're supposed cardinal rule of sales under promise and over deliver. Why did you set a timeline for getting people in jail? You know full well you're not going to be able to do that. You're caving into pressure by giving a timeline that you cannot come up with. So, no more of that. Secondly, parang maraming nagsasabi, bakit si Chis Escudero? Kasi kaibigan ni F. Elisa. There, I said it. You're telling us there's no sacred cows, but it seems like there's still sacred cows. Please, no sacred cows. No sacred cows for real this time. I want to see that.
And also pahabol lang po, may nag-message sa atin sa Facebook. Kung okay lang po sa inyo, last question. Sa inyo pong pulso, personal opinion, this second time around with the impeachment ni Vice President Sara Duterte, tingin niyo po ba makakakuha tayo o makakakuha ang mga nag-pass ng impeachment against the VP Sara Duterte ng 213 na kongresista or hindi?
Hindi.
Bakit po?
Kasi there is a strong sentiment even amongst the pro-government vloggers that she is going to win in 2028, especially because there is no strong government, like a strong PBBM na successor, as well as wala ding clear na pinklawan na
Mhm.
candidate. They can't even make up their mind. Is it going to be Bam? Is it going to be Lenny? It's either one of, And then, there's the possibility daw na mag-join forces ang Pinklawan and Red. That being said, ang ayaw din mag-join forces. So, I mean, if it's a a three-cornered fight, for sure Sarah's gonna come through. And mga taong to na yung nasa kongreso, it's always a cover your ass game. They don't want to anger the next president of the Philippines. So, ayoko kasing ma-disappoint. So, I'm just gonna say, probably not. I'm
Binababa
just
niyo
gonna
lang po
say probably. Yeah, yeah. I'm
totoo.
just gonna say probably not. Di ba infinite streams?
Ano po 'yan, pahabol na question po 'yan ni Densobol TV na sabi niya po, number one, isa daw po siya sa number one fan niyo. Kaso gusto niya lang po ipahabol ang kanyang question.
Diyan, hindi nga pumupunta sa LS ko yung
Pagalitan niyo na lang.
sinungaling. Oo. Sinungaling yan.
Ma'am, maraming salamat. It was, something informative for me. Ang tagal na po since the last time we even talked kasi talaga nawala rin po ako sa political limelight. Pero thank you po, thank you po at maraming salamat po sa mga kaibigan po natin na pumasyal po dito. Ako po masasabi ko naman po dito sa pinag-usapan natin. I think this is another example of what is the difference when you talk to a person that has a political hat like a loyalista versus talking to a person that does not care, doesn't have a political hat, and she can say whatever she wanna say. Even other people will get offended. Kasi Ako po, naniniwala ako that the only way for you to extract a good information to a person, kapag nagiging totoo sila or nagiging vulnerable sila and they don't care kung merong ma-offend. And I always tell it and I always share it to people. The best way to share your messages to other people is to be you. Kung yan ang gusto mo, yan ang gusto mo sabihin, sabihin mo. Kasi sometimes there are people na natatakot kasi baka sila ma-cancel, ma-down. Pero nakikita po natin that there is already a shift in politics, that people are more concerned on their own narrative versus just hearing it to politicians na alam naman po natin, most of them are corrupt. And I think the reason why we had this flood control project, kasi tayo mga bumoboto, ang baba ng standard natin. Nag-vote buying lang, binoto na natin. Nagpa-picture lang, binoto na natin. Si vlogger, trip siya, ang standard natin is parang standard na pag nag apply ka ng visa sa Amerika, nagtatrabaho ka na sobrang dami requirements. Pag pumasok ka sa college or sa university, napakataas ng standard. Sana maging ganun. At sana po, matutunan natin na kapag tayo nagrereklamo sa mga korap nating opisyal, ang una nating nirereklamo, sarili natin. Kasi wala sila dyan kung wala tayo. And that's my word
Exactly.
of advice. Maraming salamat po. And again, please follow us on our YouTube, Facebook, and Spotify. Thank you po sa inyo. God bless po.